Hi everybody, this is Jodie again on my channel. This is going to be my second video. I just thought this would be a good opportunity to do my second video and give you a little bit more about what I was talking about in my last one. A bit more of an explanation as to why I was starting this channel. As you can see, I'm a bit of a mess at the moment. I've been quite emotional today and last night really. So basically, the reason I wanted to start this channel was to kind of not only sort of look back on myself as a person and the things I think, because sometimes I think you don't really realise what you think about yourself until you kind of record yourself and listen to yourself. You think, Jesus, like, I've got a lot to say. So basically, yeah, the reason I started this was because a year ago, something terrible happened to my family and myself. Um, Yesterday was a year since my sister passed away, my big sister. Um, it was completely out of the blue. She went to work one morning, as of what I gather from her co-workers and her partner. They all said that she seemed absolutely fine. She didn't complain of anything being wrong. And she sadly collapsed and passed away very, very quickly. She was 31 years old. She wasn't particularly ill or unhealthy. And so basically, yeah, they worked on her for a very long time, couldn't bring her back, which is obviously the terribly sad thing, to go so young. And it was complete out of the blue. It wasn't, we had no warning. Not that that would obviously be any better, I suppose. But, so yeah, when they did an autopsy on my sister, they found out that it was a primary embolism. It was DVT, which stands for deep vein thrombosis. A deep blood clot in the vein that breaks away, and it can either travel to your head, to your lung, or to your heart. And basically, just that's it. There's no warning. There's nothing you can do. And this year has been a complete change for me. So I'm getting a bit emotional now talking about it, because the anniversary was basically yesterday. Yesterday was a year since she passed away. And it's been a very hard year for everyone involved, you know, all of our family, all of her friends, because it was completely out of the blue. It was nothing, it's not like she had an illness or anything. So as lovely as it was yesterday, getting some really nice messages saying thinking of you, and you know, her friends have done some amazing things. And my other sister actually has had a bench put up in a park that we used to play in when we were younger, with her name and everything on it, and it's absolutely lovely. But it's just then you have to sit there and remember that she's not actually here anymore, and the reality of it is terrifying. So basically, this year I have basically developed terrible sort of depression, terrible anxiety, and still suffering with it now a year later. And I know it's a very long process, grief, and it's a very long sort of thing to try and not even get over. You're not going to ever get over something. You just got to learn to live with it and learn to cope with it. And so basically what I kind of wanted from this was just like for people to see my videos and my subscription and sort of maybe give me their sort of advice. Maybe people in the same similar situations, because I think everyone's lost someone, haven't they? Everybody's lost a loved one. I mean, you're very lucky if you go through your life not having to actually lose someone so sort of close to you, you know, like immediate family or a close, very best friend or something like that. And I mean, obviously, it's absolutely terrible for my parents, given we've had a really shit couple of years, to be honest. 2016, in the September, we lost my nan 2017, last year in the October, we lost my sister. And then this year in August, I think it was. Yep, August. My granddad passed away as well, so it comes in threes. It's been an absolutely shit couple of years, to be honest. So yeah, I kind of don't really know how to deal with things. I mean, people have suggested sort of maybe you should go to counselling, maybe you should go and do this, go and do that. And to be honest, I've tried to go to counselling, but I mean, it might have been a bit too early. I sort of went at the beginning of this year, and I did. I went to I think 3 times, and I just said I can't even walk down the road on my own without being, having heart palpitations and having panic attacks and sitting there. I think talking to a stranger or talking to someone who's not really been through anxiety of the bad sort is just so sort of, to me it's stupid, because it's just like, how can you sort of sit there and talk to like someone like me about anxiety and trying to cope with it when you've not really been through it yourself. I just think it's pointless. I just think you're not going to help someone if you don't know really what they have been through or what they're going through. So yeah, it's a hard time at the moment, and I just basically wanted to see if, because I watched a program the other day actually, which was so close to home. Honestly, it was awful. It was the young boy called George Shelley, who was in the band Union J from X Factor. The one who was added to the Three Boys, and it was on BBC Three. If you've sort of been through grief like I have, especially if it's because he lost his sister, so it was completely the same as me, sister loss, sibling loss, and I mean, if you get a chance, anyone, watch it, because it's just so. When I watched it, I just thought, God, like, of course, you're not the only one who's been through or going through or going to go through something like this, but I just watched it thinking, God, it's me, like, it's literally me. And basically, yeah, his sister was out one night and passed away in a freak accident. Someone accidentally didn't hit her, but they drove in a car. She was a bit worse for wear. She'd had a drink. She come out of this club, and this car sort of knocked her on her arm as she was sort of stepping out into the road, I guess. And it didn't hit her, but it like hit her and, killed her in the road. It hit her arm, and she sort of spun round, apparently, fell backwards on the pavement and whacked her head. And that's how she passed away. She went to hospital and didn't ever recover. And so he was talking about having to, deal with this complete shock out of the blue death from his sibling. And it was about sort of learning to live again and learning to be like, it's okay that you smile, it's okay that you're happy, even though they're not here. Because of course they wouldn't want you to be unhappy. But it's very raw still, you sometimes think to yourself, it's been a year, like, you should be getting back into things and stuff. And I just think there's so much pressure on people to get back into normality, your normal life, after something like this has happened. And it's just so shit, because, for example, I went sort of straight back, I think after a couple of weeks, I went straight back into work. I'd only been at this new job about 6 months at the state agency. And I got up to Christmas, and obviously Christmas was terrible because it was the first Christmas without her. And in the new year, in January this year, I just couldn't go back to work. I've suffered with agoraphobia. I tend to feel like my house and my bedroom, especially my bed, is my safe place. And if I sort of stumble out of anything else, it's out of my routine. It's dangerous, and I can't do it. Unless someone's literally sitting there talking me down, calming me down. It's ridiculous, but I think there's so much pressure, like I said, to get back to your normal life after this. And I don't think people realise, if you've not been through it, it's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Waking up and realising that person who's always been in your life, because my sister, she was only 4 years older than me. And obviously, she's always been in my life. She lived in Birmingham with her partner and her stepdaughter, and she loved it there. So we didn't get to see her often. We probably saw her maybe 3 times or 4 times in a year, maybe. I can't really, maybe 4 times. Not for not through faults, it's just, you know, everyone's busy, everyone's doing their own thing. It's like a 3-hour drive, so it's not round the corner. So, to me, it does. I think to everyone, sometimes you just sometimes feel like she's just there. She's just still in Birmingham, and one day you're going to pick up the phone and she's going to say, "Oh, I'm going to come down this week," and the reality is that it's not going to happen. And it's terribly, terribly sad. But basically, I'm having a rough day today, as you can see. I basically just I want people out there who've been through the same things as me. I want to talk to people now. You know, it's been a year, and I want to talk to people. I want people's help. Because I've got a 5-year-old, you know, and I need to get on with my life. I need to live my life, and I am living my life, but safely, I suppose, as it is. You know, I'm always out doing things with my partner, or, you know, I'm not really doing a lot on my own. I'm not back at work yet, and it makes you feel like a shit person, doesn't it? You know, you're not back at work, you're not providing, you're not doing whatever. But I mean, if there's anyone out there who sort of could give some advice, or just wants to share their story with me and kind of tell me how they cope, or coping, or need to think what they need to work on themselves to make themselves happier. And it is about just making yourself happy, or trying to make yourself happy again. Always remembering them, and trying not to dwell on the fact that you're not going to see them again. Just try to, you know, concentrate more on the fact that you had amazing times, and cherishing them amazing times. Obviously, right now it's still so hard because all you can think of, yeah, it's, you know, a lovely moment. We had my other sister had her wedding last week, and to think, yeah, you know, it was a beautiful day, but obviously all we could think about between us was the fact that my other sister wasn't there. And it was awful, and, you know, I think everyone did very well. My dad kept it together. My mum was so brave, and my sister was brave. You know, she was just enjoying her day like she should. It's only when you're alone at home with your own thoughts that you then start standing there and start thinking of the bad things, the sad things. So basically, cut a long story short, this is why I'm doing this channel, and I absolutely love people that have subscribed so far. Thank you so much. Please carry on subscribing, please carry on sharing, and help me. Help me with my grief, help me cope, help me with my anxieties, help me with my depressions. Give me your advice, give me your stories. I want it all, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I'm doing a lot better now than I was at the beginning of the year. I'm still shit, but I'm getting there. So I'm just hoping that fast forward to a year's time and I've still got this channel and there's many more videos to bore you with. Hopefully, you never know, I'm hoping that I will be a different person in a year's time. Sending love always, guys.